Hi, we're meeting with Principal Ambruso of Windham Tech and Mrs. Diane Blake. Principal Ambruso, I understand you've been involved in education for some time. Can you give us a brief overview of your background?
Well, certainly. I was fortunate and began my educational career in 1999 as a science teacher at the Norwich Free Academy, or NFA. I taught biology and microbiology there for 10 years. I then transitioned to administration, where I went to Bacon Academy, which is Colchester Public High School. I was an assistant principal there for 4 years, and my last 2 years there served as principal before coming over to Windham Tech.
Principal Ambruso, I understand you have a new toy. What are we talking about?
Well, sitting next to me is our new toy Teacher of the Year, Miss Diane Blake. She is a science teacher here at Windham Tech, and she is the 2014-2015 Connecticut Technical High School Teacher of the Year. And we are very, very proud of her representing not only Windham Tech, but all of the technical high schools in the state of Connecticut.
That's quite an honor. Mrs. Blake, can you tell us, based on your experience here, what are the qualities that you think make Windham Tech such a strong and vibrant school?
One of the best things about our school is that students come from a very diverse background when they come to attend our school. So we see students from many different areas coming in, and it gives the school personality. The school is a very happy place to be. I often have a bet with the students how many smiles they see in a day. So we're counting smiles, and with that, it brings about smiles. There's a lot of laughter, a lot of song, and I could even say that we have some dance. And with that, it allows the students to have their own personality and bring that to school, making the school full of a lot of enrichment experiences. We have many highly trained instructors in the school. We have people from both industry and business careers. I was at Pfizer for many years before I became a chemistry teacher here with the system. I've been at Windham Tech for 16 plus years now. And we have excellent communication amongst all the 17 schools, which gives us directions for having a good school environment that's prepared for the students.
When you talk about the 17 schools, you're talking about the technical school system?
Yep, the entire system. We have locations throughout the state, and we have in the far reaches of the eastern corner to the far reaches of the western corner. They just reopened our school down in Stamford, Connecticut, Rate Tech this year, and we also have schools down in the southeast corner, Grasso Technical High School.
What's the student population of Windham Tech, and where do the kids come from?
Right now, our population is at 530 students. We come from Coventry, Stafford, Baltic, Sprague, over 10 of the area systems. 40% of our population is from Windham. That's where we're located, and that makes the most sense. But the other 60% come from all of the surrounding, typically suburban, if not rural, communities. So it really does bring a whole new enrichment of diversity to this school. One of the things I noticed, because you do wonder about those things as you're coming into a new environment, everybody accepts everyone for who they are. We do have a mandatory uniform policy. In my mind, it's one of the best things there is, because nobody looks at anyone in terms of socioeconomic background, in terms of cultural diversity. We're students of Windham Tech. Even the pants have Windham Tech logos on them. And it really does, it's an excellent thing in terms of leveling the playing field for all, no matter what our backgrounds, our history, that different families or students bring.
Mrs. Blake, can you describe how your teaching reflects the present and future goals of the school?
Well, I have been very fortunate to have belonged to a community of learners on the Science Steering Committee team for the entire state. And we have been meeting through many, many years to develop curriculum that's similar. So no matter what school you go to in our system, you get a high level of academic standard in science. We have had in the past 85 to 90% of our 10th graders have met and exceeded the CAP goals, which is the Connecticut Aptitude Performance Task. That's a test that all of the 10th graders in the state have to take for science. Because we have the trades and the academic areas, we work very close together with the trade teachers. And in this, we provide real-world applications for the students, so that makes their learning more real for them. And it also connects between their trade areas and our areas. We present the information that they need in a condensed and concise fashion. So we have students who do come in as ninth graders, and their skill levels can be low for whatever reason. They didn't get the same backgrounds. So we start off by developing their confidence, working with them, having them believe that they can be successful, giving them opportunities to experience science in a new light. And then once they feel stronger in that, as they proceed, as I watch them grow from ninth grade through 12th grade, I see that they have developed that confidence, and you're able to raise the bar for them and raise the rigor in the school systems. So our standards are modeled school-wide across the board, and we do have high standards of achievement for the students. And we get there. We work with them. And there is nobody that I will allow to fail in our school, because if I'm not doing my job by allowing a student not to be successful.
So you have a personal commitment and investment in their success.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's good to hear.
It's so
I think that's probably the most critical factor in education. I'm not an educator myself, and it occurs to me I should have asked you, Principal Ambruso, what are your primary goals as a principal of Windham Tech now that you're here?
Certainly, the first part of any transition is to really examine what is the culture, what is the building, what is the foundation of the school. And we have a veteran staff. And on my very second day here, I asked the staff to come up with criteria or expectations that they believe all Windham Tech students should leave here with. And I'm just going to read them. I'm going to share them with you. This is only a draft form, but we call these student learning expectations. We are committed to creating a community of reflective learners and thinkers that develop and demonstrate literacy and numeracy skills, self-directed learning, strong and persistent work habits, creativity and innovative problem-solving skills, proficiency in trade knowledge, college readiness, teamwork and collaboration, and career and employability skills. These are the attributes no matter what trade or shop a student chooses, we hope they leave here with. And so my goal is to continue to work with the faculty, with the district, to find ways to make sure we're ensuring each student leaves here ready for career, but also have the option to be college ready, so that they have the skill set, whether it's a community college, whether it's an associate program, or in some cases 4-year schooling. We want the students to have that option. And I look at the technical high school system as the best of both worlds, where really, if you want to go out, you're ready for a job, but you also have the option to go on to further your education.
And I understand you have some students who are in AP or working in the field in some cases?
Absolutely. First, in terms of the academics, I think there's a preconceived notion out there that tech and trade schools don't have some of the brightest students. I disagree. Right now we have 4 students that are taking AP Statistics online, which is a college level course. We have 14 students in ECE Physics. That's UConn Physics. So there's a notion out there that sometimes we don't have the students where their strengths are in academics. That is clearly not true. On the other hand, we have a program called WBL, Work-Based Learning. Dean Swoll is our Dean of Students in here, and he is responsible primarily for that. And he goes out and he finds jobs for these students to do during the school day. They need to be within their trade. The students need to be sort of ambassadors of the school. They need to be approved by their instructors to be ready to go out, to have the social skills, to have the responsibility, to have the trade proficiency. But these are 16, 17, 18-year-old students that are going out working in unison with their education. It's great for the student. It's great for the economy, and it's great for the local businesses. And we're always looking to grow that, and we appreciate any business that happens to be listening and has one of our shops out there. Give us a call, because we'd love to work it out. And we are going to send you ambassadors of Windham Tech, and I think people will be pleasantly surprised.
Well, that's great. And it strikes me that the regular school system is trying to copy you, coming out with STEM academies. And, it seems like you've been doing that for a long time.
Absolutely.
Mrs. Blake, can you tell us about your future path some past graduates have taken?
Thank you for mentioning STEM education. Our math and science department here at Windham Tech has been very focused on learning connections with STEM, science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And that's where you tie things to real life. And we're working with the shops and developing overlap with the shops. We have programs here where students who come in and have weaker skills in mathematics and English, and we have what are called pullouts, and the students go to these pullouts for support. And a lot of those programs are modeled on the STEM premise that the mathematics and the literacy that they're learning is related directly to an application in science and technology in relation to the trade areas. And I'd also like to mention some of the experiences I have had with graduates over the years. We have been very fortunate that our students have gone on to the 2-year schools as well as Eastern, which is an extension of our campus. So we spend time developing relationships with professors there. I have been very fortunate for the past 4 years to work with UConn on a special program called the GK through 12 program. And that is a program where a PhD intern comes into the school and works with both shop teachers and the science people here at the school and shares what it's like to go into an engineering program. What are the things that you can experience becoming an engineer? What are the characteristics that build an engineering program? And we have had multiple students over the years move from here to UConn and Eastern to go on and further their education. And we have had engineering students. This is wonderful because when they graduate from Windham Tech, they have characteristics that make them strong problem solvers, and they're able to work independently, which is what the colleges are looking for in students. We are very active in the Career to Work program, and I know that I have many students come up to me and share their stories of how they do an internship with the local community and come back, and they really come back feeling very self-confident about where they're going in life. We also have students that are recruited right from our school. Last year, there was a senior in electrical who was hired by CL&P. So our students have many choices, many opportunities. This year, I have a junior who came to me and said that he got a letter from Three Rivers to go there. He's in electronics, and they're recruiting him to come and be in their computer engineering program. And he asked me to go online and help him to find out what the course content was going to be. So I love these students and the paths they're going, and I'm so inspired by the skill set that they get with us.
It's exciting to consider that they have a productive role to fill immediately after or during their school here. And maybe that will help them finance their more advanced education. I understand that you have an open house or some event coming up soon?
Correct. On November 6th, 6 p.m., we have an open house where all of our trade instructors are here. Our department heads for the academics are here, and typically we bring in between 400 and 500 people, families, students that are interested in attending in the next year or two. And it's a great night. We'd love to have anybody in the community. It's one of those things is we want to become open to the community. So you don't have to have a student that looks to be attending. Your student could be in elementary school. You could be a neighbor and just want to see what it's all about and get to see what products are coming out of Windham Tech. It's a great opportunity, and we love to have you. Outside of that, again, we're a community-based school. So anybody that would like to see what's going on, wants to know, just call, ask for the guidance department, and we will most certainly set up tours. We invite people in. We had all of our sending school guidance counselors here this morning taking them on tours. And again, you see the name Windham Tech, but until you get inside the building, you don't really know what it's about. So it's an open invitation. Just call ahead, and we'd love to have anyone and everyone come and visit us.
Is there a phone number somebody can call and ask?
Absolutely. Our phone number is 860-456-3879. 456-3879, and press extension 311. That will get you to Sandy Campbell, our guidance secretary, and she will be more than happy to direct you to the proper person, whether it's to an administrator or to another counselor. And again, it's an open invitation, and we'd love to get people in and see what we're all about.
Do you have any other closing comments to make?
When I think of a tech school, being sort of an outsider looking in, this is a whole new world to me. And what I will say is, when you go to a store and you see a pair of jeans hanging, first of all, you got to look around. You got to get the right size. Once you get the right size, you got to look at all the different styles, and you got to try them on. And it's the same analogy that I'll use in terms of going to high school or to going furthering yourself to college. Keep your options open, look around, and find the school that is the right fit. And I think as long as you do that, families can make an educated decision and do what's best for their son or daughter.
And Mrs. Blake?
I would like to encourage the parents to consider coming and seeing Windham Tech, because we have a very close connection where we believe that it's not just the student, but it's the family and the parents. And I think you'll find that this is a really great place for your child to grow and learn and be something special in life.
Thank you. We've been talking to Principal Ambruso here at Windham Tech and Mrs. Diane Blake. Thank you for letting us talk to you.
Thank you.